what's up, gang? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and of course, thanks to our sponsor, SS96. Use the promo code Swish Masters. That's right, Swish Masters, the name of the podcast, for 15% off today on all merch at ss96.net. Also, be sure to follow Straight Stoner as well as Xzequtive Productions on all socials. See you soon, and thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We love it.
Welcome back to the Swish Masters Podcast. I'm your co-host, QtheGuru.
What's happening, everyone? It's Zay, the executive producer. What's going on, Q?
What's going on, Zay?
Man, nothing much, man. A lot of action. A lot of things going on in the league right now.
Yeah,
a lot of big games, Big time.
For sure. A lot going on in the league, man. There's so much going on. Oh, you know where to start.
Yeah, man. It's been a crazy couple weeks. Some crazy dunks, some crazy stat lines. Just a lot, bro.
Man, last time we were here, we talked about Dame. He got a scoring title for the Blazers. Current leader. Again, shout out to Dame. Dame just have a huge explosion of scoring. Luka had some huge back-to-back nights. Man, Donovan Mitchell. Shout out to him too.
Spider takeover.
It's a lot. That's a lot, man. Pre-show you mentioned that Donovan is not getting enough love, right?
That man dropped 70 points, and I feel like there was no follow-up to that. Like, seriously. Of course, I think everyone celebrated it, but in the moment, I feel like if a guy scores 70, we're not talking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, we're talking 70. Only less than 5 players have ever scored 70 plus points. And Donovan Mitchell just did it. And I feel like he just didn't get enough credit for it, man. He's the dude is 6'1", which is something else I found out. I thought Donovan was a little bit taller, but he's only 6'1", so like close to our height, basically. And he is obviously, we know he's a monster. We know he can score, but to score 70 and take over the game for his team in overtime to win the game is something else. And I feel like we didn't see a lot of just hype about it, which was odd to me. But maybe it was just me. I don't particularly pay attention to my social media. When I'm on there, but I just feel like it wasn't a lot. It's just me.
Yeah, it really wasn't hyped up as much. Personally, I feel that Devin Booker got more hype. And they lost. And the Celtics was just letting him score. Like, the game was in hand. They were literally just letting him do score at the time. So, I feel like he got way more hype. Donovan did the iconic, Will Chamberlain, photo.
You got to. When you score that much, man, you got to. He's in a category of guys that not many people.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, maybe including him, 4 people have done ever.
Yeah. Do you think he can do it again?
Score 70 again? I think so.
Do you think he's that type of scorer? I think part of the reason he didn't get the hype is because Donovan just does not get the respect that he definitely deserves, but he just doesn't get it for whatever reason. For whatever reason, people do not think of him as just I don't know. I mean, we can talk about it. What
I mean,
level of player is Donovan Mitchell? Like, is he a top 10 player? He's a top five player? Is he in that echelon of players, or is he more like top 20?
I think in today's league that Donovan Mitchell should be considered at least a top 10 player.
At least top
And
10. Okay.
this is why. He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, right?
He does.
Where were the Cleveland Cavaliers last year as far as their standings or
I
playoff
mean,
contention?
one, we can argue that because they did get some injuries towards the end of the
Mhm.
season last year. Without those injuries, I could argue they would be higher. It would probably be, out of the play-in last year. Right now, of course they're at like a higher pace, but the team was good. It's not like the team was trash. So I can't really say the impact of Donovan right away. There's a lot of good players on that squad that are key. So I don't know. I can make a good argument with the Jazz though when he was on that team. Without him, yeah, they would definitely not make the playoffs. So Donovan Mitchell is an impact player. Just the Cavs were just kind of stacked as a team, in my opinion. Like Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, like you got good
Mhm.
players on the squad. So
Oh yeah, they
um,
absolutely have great players. I love Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. I'm a big fan of him too. Kevin Love, but I think that, and of course, they got a little derailed by injury later in end of last season. But when Donovan Mitchell, like you said, was with Utah consistently, playoff mid to top team in the West, and now Cleveland, who was already building on a pretty successful season before him, they're top three in the East right now, and I feel like that can't be overlooked, even though they do have a solid all around team to me, but I can't deny the impact that Donovan Mitchell has because they're maintaining this level of success 43 games into the season. We're at the halfway point, or well, over the halfway point at this point. And his game, the guy's averaging 29 points a game, like almost 30 a game, and he can do everything. And he's, like I said, the dude's 6'1", which I was like, I'm Donovan Mitchell is 6'1", and he can dunk on anybody. But not just dunks, literally can score at all three levels. I think he's an all-star, all NBA type player. So that's just me. I feel like when Devin Booker did it a couple years ago in 2017, obviously the Suns were trash. To be to be fair, not Devin Booker, but the Suns team was just trash at that point. And he scored 70 in a losing effort. So it was like, but it was the first time that I feel like anybody had seen that since Kobe's 81. So it was like, oh, it's a new thing. But then Donovan's also came in the midst of Luka having 50-point triple doubles, Jokic having Wilt Chamberlain stat lines, and Tatum and Jalen Brown and all these guys. Brunson had a monster game earlier this week. Siakam had a 50-point game in the Garden. It was a lot of people just having crazy numbers and stat lines. So maybe that's why he got kind of overlooked. But 70 is different to me.
you're right.
But
It is different. It is different. Uh, the thing is, though, we're not the only ones. It's just out there. Do you remember when Shaq was questioning Donovan Mitchell when he was in
Mhm.
Utah? I feel like that also plays a big role into it, uh, to how he's viewed by your typical NBA fans. You know, uh, Donovan had some good playoff performances as well. Do you remember when he was going back and forth with Jamal Murray? Like that was some good top notch basketball, man. And I hope
That
Jamal
was-
Murray continues his pace to get back to where he was, but man, that was some good basketball to watch. So Donovan Mitchell is capable. I just don't know why he doesn't have that factor. I don't know. Like, for example, Ja Morant. He's got that. I don't know. It's like some type of intangible thing that superstars just have of that caliber, Because if you were to ask any standard NBA fan, would you have Ja Morant or Donovan Mitchell? I feel like the higher percentage would choose Ja Morant. It's just something about that. Maybe because he wasn't a high enough draft pick. What is it about Donovan? He wasn't that high draft pick either, but at the same time, he's producing so much. Like, he deserves that love, but he just doesn't get it. I don't know. Maybe if he was a higher pick, he would have more of that shine on him, but I don't know what it is. I
honestly don't think it's about his draft status, like where he fell in the draft. I think it's
something though. I can't describe it. I can't.
I think you kind of touched on it. Like, star power is a big
just
thing
something.
in our time and age, and especially in the NBA. And I feel like Donovan, and like I said, I don't pay attention to a lot of my social media and all that stuff, but I feel like with Donovan Mitchell, you don't see him talking a lot outside of a couple interviews. You don't see, like, and this is a lot of people. I see this on Twitter though. I do see this. Like, people get mad at the Grizzlies for their antics, and I'm like, bro, they're just having fun. Game. Ja Morant and them play good basketball, and they like to talk about it, and they like to do their own thing, like Ja with the gritty and just all the extra dancing energy type stuff they do. I feel like that is a factor in, like, how people, the common, like, viewer is looking at the game, like, oh, this dude is funny, this dude is doing this thing, like, that's cool to you. But Donovan is just, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna drop 70 on you, and if you ask me a question, I'll answer, but that's it. Like, he's not doing a bunch of other stuff, like, to the public eye that draws you into the game besides pure basketball is what he's just doing. So
I guess you're right, because you don't see him in many, like, endorsements and stuff, like commercials and stuff. Like, I guess it could be. Does he have a signature shoe?
I think he has like 2 or 3 actually. I was just looking.
The fact that I didn't know that tells you something. Like, I know Ja got a shoe. Jason Tatum had some noise with his shoe leak the other day. But the fact that I didn't, we gotta talk about that shoe. But, like, the fact that I didn't know that's part of it, man. Like, I didn't know Donovan had a signature shoe.
It's a different market. You know what I mean? Like, his marketing is a little bit different from a Ja Morant, and I feel like that plays a big role in how people just pay attention or not. Like, obviously, you and I are gonna, like, look at the actual game and just enjoy the competition of it. But some people, they're going for the entertainment value of basketball, not really just the sport itself. And I feel like Donovan is like 80% of the sport, whereas, like, Ja is like a 60-40 with the sport, and then the other, like, entertainment percentage is a big factor. That's just what I think. But Donovan's been in the league, what now, like 6 years? I think he was drafted in 2017. He has at least 2 signature shoes, I'm sure, or like 2 lines of his own shoe with Adidas. And he plays in Cleveland, which isn't necessarily a big market, I guess, like a very large, like obviously it's not Chicago, it's not New York, it's not LA. It's not Miami.
But at the same time, though, Kyrie was making noise when he was by himself. Like, I mean,
but Kyrie has an off-court presence that is he's always had that type of side to him.
I,
Donovan, like I said, we don't know.
and I think it's just a style of game too, man.
Also, that
The game's not flashy, you know.
not as flashy
He
as
has a
those.
good game. It's not as flashy as like
No,
John Morant
uh,
or Kyrie.
fair.
Like his game is good. It's great, top tier. It just
He gets the job done. He's got athleticism out of his world. Like he
oh, of
won
course
the
he does dunk contest. Yeah,
years ago, but he's not like the dunk I just saw from Ja is just like this dude is impossible. Like
yeah,
Donovan will do that too, like these crazy tomahawks, but
yeah. He got potential to do all that stuff, bro. Like he can do it.
like
It's just
his game is just like more so to and maybe I'm using the wrong word, but his game is so polished. Like he's fundamentally sound. He has a good crossover, and he's not like Kyrie. Showtime handles obviously.
right.
John Morant, crazy speed, athleticism, and like passing ability.
He's
Donovan
just
also has all those talents, but his game is just like, all right, I'm gonna go between, I'm gonna cross, I'm gonna go back, lay it up. It's no like crazy cradling and heavy crossover. It's just quick crossover, get to the bucket, get my and get a basket, and I'm out.
right. It's it's basically like D Wade 2.0. I'm not saying he's not D Wade now.
I'm not mad. No,
I'm
I'm
not
mad
saying
at
that. That's like
that.
a good comparison though. And D Wade has some great crazy highlights too in his career, man. Uh, but even so, I would say D Wade's game is like more than you know what I'm saying.
hmm
Donovan's like a tier below that. If I could describe it like that.
That's fair.
I mean,
That's
like he literally is a second of
a slightly less flashy D Wade.
basically. Yeah, that's a good way to describe him. But which is a good, solid player, top 20 player, like you were saying. I agree. He's in the
I
top.
think that all day.
He's in the. He's definitely in the top 20. Uh, he's definitely a top 20 player. But the thing is, he should be higher.
I say he's at minimum. I mean, at the farthest, like top 15. I think he honestly can be like
Yeah, I agree. He should be on the upper echelon of that. Top 20. Top 15. I can see top 15. Just a lot of people on the come up though. That's the thing.
it's yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
players on the come up.
absolutely.
Dude. When you talk about this dude, yeah, but Laurie marketing,
He
boy,
all star.
he
All-star.
all star for sure.
He deserves it, man. That dude is. I think he's averaging like 24 a game, and
Man, he's actually coming to form, man. Like we expected this of him, like he's got that talent. Man. Now he's postering people. Okay, okay, Laurie.
little statue
Man,
of liberty. You know what I mean? Like,
dang,
I like it.
I want the Bulls regretting that now. Can you imagine what he would be like with the Bulls right now? Like, the Bulls would definitely be in the better spot where they are right now.
Bulls
But
are. They would. I'm sure they would love to have him at this level right now. But
yo, he is a great asset now for the Jazz. I mean, I know the Jazz are. I'm not sure what direction they want to go. Do they still want to rebuild, or do they want to? Because they got a solid team. Do you want to like make your team better than where it is right now? To try to go after it. I mean, the West is still wide open. Man. The West is wide open right now.
yeah, I mean, everyone's within just a few games of each other. And even though the Jazz have kind of fizzled out since their hot streak in the early part of the season,
Right.
still
They're still playoff contender. Like they're still right there.
still can compete. And like you said, they have a nice group of veterans, honestly, to just have that core type of that really the game they've always played, except no Donovan. Like that even everybody sharing the ball, get some shots up, make some shots, hit some shots, and keep it going type thing.
Yeah, they're playing good team ball.
Laurie has emerged, man, it's dope to see.
Yeah, it's amazing what systems and fit do for a player. Like he has his opportunity now to really shine, and definitely an all-star this year.
He deserves it.
Definitely. Along with Shea. Him as well. There's a lot of people getting love when the first ballots came out, you know.
Yeah.
Laurie, Shea. I was inspired to see Russ get some love like that, but he deserves it too. You know, he's been balling out the bench.
Oh yeah. Legend. I don't care what anybody say.
Yeah, it's been good. Some great performances from these players. But yeah, were there any surprising names on the list from the All-Star? I believe Inside NBA had a good argument, like who like deserves to start like in that front court or something like that. You know what I'm saying? For the East.
Yeah.
It's like between Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it
was a good little debate. I'm trying to remember. Let's see the results real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the vote status right now.
All right.
I'm on I think I found something. Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum own a combined 26 All-Star nods, and all should be locked for yet another appearance under the bright lights among the league's best players. So, 4 of these guys, obviously, Jason Tatum is having a MVP type season. Joel Embiid always is in the top 5 for MVP candidate. Giannis and KD. Like, I think that thing that Inside the NBA or maybe Bleacher Report tweeted, one of these guys can't even start, like technically in the front court.
Right. It's like, who would you start?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I see it here too. I see your question. Who would you start for the front court, man? You need 3. 3 front court players. So who you go with?
Oh man, this is a tough one because I like all these guys and I feel like they've been solid all year.
I know, that's why I was like, this is a good discussion. I was going to talk to you about it.
Yeah, man. I think
based on these fan returns.
Ooh, this is tough because I'm going through arguments in my head. I'm like, all right, well, this one I know he has to stay, and I hope he's healthy. Like KD,
yeah.
KD's a lock.
Yeah, he's not even gonna be out too long either. By the way, that injury, he's not gonna be out too long, so that's pretty hopeful.
Side note,
yeah,
this seems. I hate that this happens, but I feel like KD always like close to the All-Star break gets hurt.
Yeah, it happened last year. Good point, because he voted for his players. Remember, Jason Tatum took the spot. Remember?
Yeah.
One of those years. Something like that.
I feel like I remember. Yeah, I know last year, but I feel like 2 or 3 seasons. Like
it's been a couple of seasons. Yeah, you're right.
And I don't want him to get hurt at all. But it's like, dang, he always gets hurt around this time of the year. And it's like weird, but anyway,
injury prone. But think about KD, his game is so nice and solid. He can come back and do his thing. You know, he has that impact on the court. So
yeah, and I saw this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I saw this stat about KD that since his the Achilles injury, the big injury.
Yeah,
his career numbers have increased. Like scoring, everything has increased since the injury, which is like insane when you think about it. Because the Achilles has done a lot of people has ended their career, but KD was able to come back and get better, which is like in all categories.
Yeah, that tells you where we are in society too, when it comes to sports medicine, sports science, man. Like, back in like a couple years ago, it's like career over, But nowadays, it's like, oh, he can easily come back. Like imagine Kobe when he got his ACL. Was like playing this time, he could literally be like back to his prime because for Kobe, it was the opposite effect. He started going down ever since that ACL. But like, if he had the technology, then like, yo, we've still been balling. Probably would have been out on a higher note. Maybe Lakers would have been like playoff contenders still, So anyway, but yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah, so you got KD. Who else you got?
Shoot. KD for sure.
All right.
It's gonna come down to this. Oh no. Well, Giannis is another one, has to stay to me.
Okay. And that's where they went on inside too. They were like, you gotta have those two. It's his last one. Because I agree with you. I have to have KD and Giannis too. They deserve it. So
I'm sorry, but this is gonna probably betray things I've said in the past. But Embiid has come off the bench.
Whoa, you're playing Embiid off the bench.
I'm playing Embiid off the bench for the All-Star game. I know Embiid's my guy, but Tatum to me has just been on another. He's been on a superstar level this year, and I think he had it in his mind that he's trying to take his game to that solid level of I'm one of these guys. Like I'm one of the faces of the league for sure, and I think that he's been that for the most part of the season. Boston's still top team in the East, and obviously Joel and the Sixers have been decent, and they did pretty good with him being out. But that's the thing. Like Joel's out, he comes back, he's playing well, but I don't know. I feel like Tatum has just been locked in for a long part of this season, and the Celtics still are rolling, and Tatum is I think averaging a career best right now. I think he deserves that nod, and it's not like Embiid won't be back for it. So, and this is just my hypothetical anyway. So there's that. But yeah, man, taking Embiid off the bench, and Tatum, Giannis, and KD will start.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that I would go with. I'm going the opposite way. I would go with Joel Embiid, just because of his just because his like presence on defense more so.
Fair.
True, but I would agree with Shaq and how you went with it. Like I would lean towards whoever gets the higher votes because they both clearly deserve it. So I'm good with Jason Tatum. Like it was just like if I had the personal preference, I would choose Joel Embiid, but I would definitely lean towards how the votes going.
For sure.
Yep. As far as yeah, you go ahead.
I mean, there's no defense played in the All-Star game.
True, it's not. But that's the reason why I want to give him love, because he, it's the love.
Yeah.
They put in the work on the defensive end.
I respect that.
Like Jason Tatum does too, but not like the impact of Joel Embiid though. So
for sure,
that's the reason. But true, no defense is played in the All-Star game. I want to give a shout out to Kyrie Irving though, man. The fact that he's number one on this list with all the controversy he's been through, like it just shows you, like, man, fans still love him, fans still support him. And he's just been balling, man. It's just straight balling, and he's got to do even more so with KD out. So Expect more from Kyrie.
Yeah,
Shout out to Donovan Mitchell too. He's in the starter role right now based on the votes.
nice. I like that.
Yep. Are there any players that are like not on this list that you expect to be on this list?
My bad. I'm still trying to pull up the list.
Because right now it's okay. It's a good number. Of course, not all these players will make it. Of course.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Like shout out to Clay, being on this list. You know, and shout out where the Warriors are too, man. By the way, I was totally wrong in my prediction. 'Cause I thought the Warriors was about to fall off, but they're still doing fine, man. They're
pretty good
right there. Although they lost with Curry's return, but you know, it's all good. But yeah, they should be fine. There's nobody really. I'm just surprised with how high some of these Laker players are. That's just the fandom of the Lakers.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
Just like Golden State. Fandom of Golden State. Right. Because right now, Devin Booker is not poised to even be an all-star. Ain't that crazy? So we gotta talk about the Suns too at some point. Like they've been trading downhill. It's crazy.
They have not been.
And that's why the West is wide open. But
oh, I see a name I like.
What you got?
I'm also
my boy. Oh, you're talking about my boy.
On the guards.
Yeah, you talking about my boy. Yeah. Shout out to
Shea.
Shea.
Shea definitely deserves it.
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting in for sure.
Another and this is another like internal debate I've been having with myself about all-star deserving and all this stuff. Like,
yeah,
Kings have been really surprisingly good.
They have.
Like,
and Mike Brown.
They've done well. To me, they've done well for compared to what they've done in the past 20 years.
Oh yeah, they have. Shout out to Mike Brown.
And I like that De'Aaron Fox is on the list, and right now he's at number 10 for the guards,
he's
which means he
yeah.
probably won't make it. But that's one of the guys I kind of nod my head, like give my hat.
The coaches do get a chance, to vote and make their picks too. So maybe they got the reserve picks. So
that's another thing too, is that I think JJ Redick was talking about this on his podcast.
Well,
why do we just have 12 spots for the All-Star game? Okay, we should expand that to 15 because it gives more guys the chance to share that, that moment. And we've had it be 12 players since there were like back in the early days of the league when there was just 8 teams. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it could be,
and we got to figure out these positions as well. Like,
and we play positionless basketball. I don't see
why positionless basketball. Yeah, so and that limits who you can, vote for and who can get in. So we should definitely have that discussion. Hopefully the NBA does something about that. I feel like we talked about this a little bit last year too. Around All-Star time, because there was like some controversy at the time. I don't remember what it was, but it was something. Yeah, I think it was between. There was something going on. I don't remember. I feel like Joel Embiid was involved in it for some reason. But man, we need to do something about that. Like, I don't know.
I feel like the league's been pretty good about their innovations, especially when it comes to All-Star and different annual events like this.
Yeah.
So it's probably in discussion, but the fans have a part in it, coaches as well. So I feel like they could expand. I feel like that would be a good idea to kind of let other guys get that chance, because dudes like De'Aaron Fox, especially this year, he's playing well. I think should get that chance to be on that stage because they're exciting players. Another guy that I personally have been rooting for years to make an All-Star team is CJ McCollum. He's not even on the top 10, but New Orleans has been pretty good this year too. CJ McCollum still averaging around 21, 22 points a game and having to carry the load when BI and Zion aren't playing. So it's like,
True. You expect them to be on this list.
and I get it, like it's a league full of talent, but
Yeah, that's a good point. I would definitely expect him to be on this list, but he's not. I'm telling you, dang on Warriors fans.
Austin Reeves,
Why? I mean,
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves too, but that's what I'm saying. Like him too, but Draymond Green.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
the fandom, man. It's
man. You remember they did that with Zaza Warriors, man.
Oh god, I remember that.
Yeah, these Warriors fans and Lakers fans, man. But we'll see. We'll see. There's more into it with the All Stars, media votes as well. So we'll see. It's just a fan return. So fans determine who the stars are going to be and who the captains are going to be. So right now, looks like it's going to be LeBron, KD again. So
every year.
every year.
Except that one time.
So what?
Except that one time it was Giannis.
Right. Yeah. I think that was the first time they instituted the draft process. It was like, it was like LeBron and Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, pretty dope. Shout out to these All Stars.
Sure.
Y'all keep voting. Your votes count. Your votes matter. So yeah, it's good.
Cool. Speaking of, we talked about innovations with the All-Star game itself and the selection process.
Yeah.
The league made a new innovation, Q. They did something they've never done before for the dunk contest. And we've had some stuff going on with this dunk contest for a few years now.
Yeah.
The league invited NBA G League athletics super guard Mac McClung to the dunk contest from the G League. What do you think about that, man? Like, Mac McClung is in the G League, but he's going to participate in the NBA dunk contest, bro.
Yeah. He did accept the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
The first G League player in the slam dunk.
That's different.
As long as you make the contest interesting. Because honestly, dunk contest has been trash ever since 2016.
But
2016,
bro. It's
was the best doggone contest I've ever seen in person. Like while I'm alive, and living and watching it, like that has been the best dunk contest of like our generation, like for real, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I was there in person, man. That was so hype.
Yeah. I was looking at All-Star game tickets the other day and I was like, oh man. Yep, it's for the stars, all right.
I know Mac is a big time dunker.
Yeah.
Watching the highlight now to remind myself, man. Because I heard the name. I think I've seen some highlights before, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, I think you'll know him if you see him.
Did he play for like well, we need Shaden Sharp in there.
I think Shaden
is he in there?
I think he might be.
Cool, they did. It's cool. So he's gonna be in there, if he needs to. He has some crazy dunks this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and KJ Martin. Yeah.
I like that kid can He can fly too. I like the lineup. I'm not gonna lie. I like the
I
lineup.
do, but man, that's true. I mean, even with the 2016 contest, we weren't really known. The names weren't known, but because the contest and how it went, it's like forever infamous. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be necessarily the name. It just has to be just good and creative dunks.
But
So
that's also the issue, man. I feel like
every dunk's been done.
because it's kind of I can't think of. I mean, these guys can get creative, of course, but I can't think of many other motions you can do with your body.
I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know what anything else you can really do.
I mean, I'm sure they could pick up something, but that dunk contest in 2016 with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon just going at it, dunk for dunk for dunk, it set a standard that is just crazy to follow.
It is.
I feel like I don't know. I mean, those dudes were just, and they still are just extreme dunkers. Like they athleticism is off the charts, and I feel like it's just so hard to repeat that because like we said, there are only so many dunks that you can do like as a human. But
Right. I don't know, man. Part of it is the theatrics as well. It does
theatrically,
play a role. Props play a role. I mean,
nostalgia, like
Blake Griffin's dunk is still infamous, and all he did is jump over like what the hood of the car. So, but it's just still that infamous just because of that. Dwight Howard, his theatrics, Superman, like theatrics do play a role. Uh, so they gotta be really creative in the theatrics and how they sell the dunks.
yeah, it's
So
still potential. It's just you got to bring certain energy. Like last
you
year, I
do, you
think
do, you do.
Obi topping one, but I don't remember any of the dunks.
But I was about to say, I about forgot who won. That's how. That's how
Honestly, I just
sleep it
haven't.
was.
Yeah,
I
probably.
was.
Yeah.
The NBA should consider bringing back other events to All Star. You remember they used to do horse,
Yes.
KD.
KD,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
KD
Yeah.
Rondo. I love
He's the
that.
only horse champions. But like, bring stuff like that back. Let players go at it 1-on-1 for fun or something. I
I
mean, like,
like the
I feel like they won't do it though, because it'll be like, oh, dude, schooled you 1-on-1. You can't. We're in the social media age, and it's like that stuff is gonna live on forever. Like, at least
that's
do
the beauty.
horse. Horse is a good competition. It's like that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Can you mimic the same shot that Steph Curry just did or KD just did? Like that's fun. I'd rather watch that than some of the dunk contests we've seen
I
recently.
would I would love to see a Steph Curry horse challenge with anyone because that dude, the 5 in a row from full court is just like
That
if
turned out to
he
be
does
fake.
that,
That turned out to be fake, right?
it was.
Yeah. You know that?
Oh, oh.
Yeah, they meant to. Yeah, it was fake. Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
wow.
right? Everybody was,
You're
everybody was
looking
disappointed, man. Yeah, it was fake.
uh,
But true. I
fabrication.
would like to see that. Uh,
I mean, he
players
still
make
makes crazy
yeah,
shots.
players make crazy shots all the time. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Honestly,
There are plenty of the basketball games, man, around the world. Like, there's a lot of different games you can play.
yeah. Do you remember the years ago there was a part of the All-Star weekend where I can't remember I think it was the shooting stars contest where it was a current NBA player, WNBA player, and an NBA legend that were on a team and they had
Yeah.
you remember
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
Mm-hmm.
a good one.
That
Like
was a
I
good
feel
way
like
to incorporate the WNBA into it some more too. Yeah, because otherwise you only see them in like the celebrity game. That's about it
yeah,
nowadays. But yeah, that was a good time.
I
Um,
think they should bring that back.
they
And
could, so we can recognize the legends as well. I
The
mean,
biggest
part of it
portion.
was like they can make it challenging and entertaining, like a little bit more entertaining. They can make that work. Because I remember watching it. It was nice seeing them, but overall, it was like, that's why they didn't continue it. But
I think
wait,
that's why they expanded on the skills competition, making it like a team thing,
yeah,
or making it big man
they
doing
they
skills.
did do that. They did do that. Yeah,
I think that's why they like made that a part of
yeah,
because they wanted to encompass that part of the event. But I think that having the wide broad NBA family kind of like gives you a good perspective of each generation and the WNBA obviously getting some recognition as well. So I feel like that would be beneficial, but I don't know.
yeah. It would be. I'll be with that. I'll be for that. Yeah, I would.
Mm,
I definitely
yeah,
would. Yeah, yeah. That just do something to make it just more entertaining.
for sure.
To be honest with you, I stopped watching celebrity games after a minute too. It's like it brings some
I
better
used to
celebrities.
love
like I would like yo, when Kevin Hart was doing that stuff, it was funny all the time. Um, Quavo. I mean, like there was only so many celebs you can bring. Um, there are some celebs. I'll be honest with you, I did not know, but it was cool. I mean, I don't know. They
there
gotta figure
was
out. They gotta figure out make a way that make that interesting too, man.
yeah. Do you remember the he played several years, the Secretary of Education. I can't remember his name at the moment, but through from like 2012 to 2016, I feel like that dude was destroying people. Like he was this left-handed white dude, old, but he could hoop. And I was like, this dude consistently scores 20 points a game in the Celebrity All-Star game, and he slept on, but he's not a celebrity by modern terms, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's a good one too. I remember J. Cole was in it years ago when he
yeah,
first came out.
yeah,
Oh, shout out to Cole, you know.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know what they can do.
It's some celebrities that hoop though. So
Of course, they just need to bring them out. I watched some of last year's. It was bad. That's why I started watching it, man. I was like, I couldn't watch it. I
yeah.
started. I mean, it was bad. I don't know. Hopefully, someone can be. Hope they can be innovative with the All Star stuff this year. Hopefully, you have a good dunk contest. 3-point contests will always be here to stay. I think the skills challenge will be here to stay. Yeah, so yeah, just bring horseback or something. Something that we can see these NBA stars actually compete, but they're not really sacrificing too much on their bodies. That's why they're not really participating in the dunk contest. You know, like these actual stars. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna see Ja Morant in the dunk contest ever. So
Also, he has to be getting a check for that.
exactly. So unless they raise the stakes somehow to make these stars participate, I don't know. But they get so much money from endorsements. It's like, why would you do it? You know, you do it to like get that recognition. Like Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon got that recognition after that. You know, so uh, yeah, we'll see what they do.
We'll see. Cool, man.
So it seems like it's all love between Gobert and uh, Donovan. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that sounds like they embrace each other a little bit. That's cool. Let's get into some of this like recent news that came out. for example, the Sixers are looking to shed some salary. So because they want to save money against the luxury tax this season, so they're looking to move Jaden Springer and Pocox. So Sixers they have a sale going on. So depending on what your team needs, they should probably consider looking at the Sixers.
Sure.
So
Korkmaz's a pretty solid role player, I think, and could probably make an impact for any team that needs that type of like punch off the bench.
yeah, I feel like and there are other players too that can be made available. Just have to make the call. Like Shake Milton could be available as well. So like those level of players, I doubt they'll trade like a Maxi, never for sure. They definitely won't do that. But those, those bench players they have there are probably all available. So yeah. I don't know what the Knicks are doing, but they're looking. But their Rose could be traded. What's going on with the Knicks? Not only that, Quickly could be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw all this news, man, with the Knicks.
I've been seeing them all season, bro. Like
what's going on with the Knicks?
Derrick Rose has collected a lot of DMPs this year.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, they have so many guards on the team too, though. But he's an impact player. You expect him to have more minutes. He had a solid season last season.
he did. He's been good for them to me the past couple seasons, but I don't know. I think
What's going on here?
Obviously Brunson's getting a lot of minutes and he's been playing great. Like proving to everyone that he deserves his contract. But like you said, they have a lot of guards. Quickly, what's the other kid's name? The younger guy.
Like they're getting a lot of calls about him. And
Cam Reddish.
Yeah, Cam Reddish as well.
His name's been in talks a lot. What's that kid's name? Some with a G. I can't think of his name. It's slipping my mind right now. Let me take a look.
Idea what you're talking about too. Hold on. I feel like it's because he can shoot.
Grimes, Quentin Grimes.
There it is, yeah. Because I knew you were talking about because I was like, dude, shoot. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Quentin Grimes. He's been
He's shooter. So like I don't know what they're going to do.
A lot either.
What's going on with the Knicks? Knicks fans, what y'all doing?
You gotta ask Pete, man.
What y'all doing?
They aren't bad. They just
But why would you do this? I guess to try to improve the team because clearly they recognize they're not where they need to be to like actually compete. So the only thing you do is trade. So like, but it all depends on who they get back.
I mean, honestly, what they need is
Donovan Mitchell. Who you could have got.
that shit.
Like, come on. Like they could already be in a better spot right now. I don't understand what they're doing. And I don't know who they can get out there. They need like a bona fide, scorer on that level. Donovan Mitchell would have been great. I would love to see Donovan and Brunson play. It would have took some time to maybe like get that cohesiveness, but you can't tell me it can't be done. Like Donovan's doing it right now with Darius Garland. Like it can be done. So it doesn't help that RJ Barrett is hurt. Julius Randle has still been, just.
He's been better,
but he still hasn't got to that. He still hasn't surpassed that level from like 2 years ago.
He's like fringe all-star to me right now. I hadn't watched their most recent games, but he had a stretch where he was averaging almost 30, and he was averaging almost a double-double for like 5 or 6 games or so. So I think that it's still like they're trying to figure out their identity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
He had a solid game yesterday too.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I feel like they need a. Let me think. What do they need? I honestly can't say what they need. I feel like they need a.
I don't know what they need. Because the roster's solid.
Two-way. To me, they just need some two-way players, some shooters, some 3D guys.
They got that though. They have a solid roster.
Better 3D guys.
Okay then. But they not getting minutes. Like Cam Reddish could be. He's just not playing.
I thought he was hurt too for a little bit, but
is he though? I don't know. He didn't play yesterday.
I don't know. I feel like they're just kind of cursed to sit in the middle of the pack.
I don't know what's going on.
The Knicks, man. You know, so that's what happens. Oh my god. But
there are definitely a couple teams. I Cam Reddish, and now you got Grimes.
yeah. I tell you what, Mitchell Robinson has been kind of disappointing to me this year. I had a lot of high hopes for him, but I don't think he's been great. I like the kid Jericho Sin, but I think they sent him to the G League.
Yeah.
Let me see. Looking at the roster right now.
I looked at it. It's a solid roster.
Hardenstein,
It's a solid roster.
Hardenstein, sorry. Isaiah Hardenstein has been pretty good, like for his minutes. 7-footer. I don't know. I honestly can't say what they. Well, I think I do know what they need. They need to establish who's the leader, I think, and then because I feel like right now, Bronson obviously is doing his thing,
He is.
but Randall I think he feels like it's his squad, and
I don't know.
everyone kind of seems like, all right, we don't have I don't feel like they have a true leader on the court. They feel like it's just whoever is up that night, and it's like that works for certain teams, but not for the Knicks. Not in the long run.
Yeah, if Julius can keep his pace up and continue to improve. Yeah, I like what they could be. I can't really identify what they really need.
It's hard to say. I mean,
because everything's filled. Like RJ Barrett's got the wing.
yeah.
Brunson at the guard point and Julius at the front court.
So I like that trio.
They got a good. That's what I'm saying. I can't really think of just anything they just don't need. Like, and they got solid players. It's just I'm interested to see what they're gonna get in response to these players. Like, I'm interested to see what they can get. So there have been some other disappointing teams though. As we look at the mid-season, I want to talk about the Hawks.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Hawks real quick. The Hawks are currently 9th, so they're definitely in the playing, right? But John Collins is looking for trade. The Hawks have given John Collins permission to seek a trade. Now, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but I know we talked about it at some point. Maybe it's pre-show one day or something. But Trae Young and the coach, I think we did cover that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know which episode that is. So I gotta see. But like, yeah, that didn't sit well with me. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got this. The Murray, Trae Young backcourt has not been like we thought that would be better than it is working out right now. Because that was a blockbuster trade that was meant to like propel them to not be at this level right now. But that's where they are.
Definitely.
But I was so shocked to see that they're actually letting John Collins seek a trade partner.
Are you though? I feel like they've been shopping John Collins for the past 2 to 3 years. John Collins' name has been coming up in trade rumors. Like I thought for sure he's going to the Spurs like 2 years ago. So I'm not surprised to hear that. It's just like openly known that all right, he's probably going to be traded at some point. And I think Matt Barnes may have mentioned this or somebody else watching when referring to the Nate McMillan, Trae Young, whatever you want to call it, tizzy.
Yeah.
They aren't responding to his leadership. And it's so weird because years ago they weren't responding to the previous coach, and then they stepped in and changed the energy. So then I was like, I don't know. I feel like Trae Young hasn't been impactful. He does what he does, and now it's just kind of like, all right, well, we're gonna let Trae get his 30 and 12, but no one else is doing that much. Not Jamal, DeJounte Murray, I feel like was on his way to being like repeating as an all-star, but he just has not been that impactful for this team.
I mean, shout out to. I mean, they did play well tonight. Murray had 27, Trae had 29. But the overall shooting numbers for Trae have been down. Trae and John Collins. So I don't know. John Collins is an ideal asset. You can get a lot back for him. I just wonder where he'll go, because he'll definitely be an asset wherever he goes. It's just time for a change of scenery now. At this point, it's hard to go back from that. It's definitely hard to go back from that.
Do you think it's their defense kind of lacking? Like Capella is down there, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, even Okongwu is a good player as well.
Yeah.
So Capella was out this game, but Okongwu was still a decent player. So I don't know. Because nobody expected the Hawks to be in this position with that trade. We're expecting them to be like, at least top 4, top 5. But this is where they are. They got to win tonight, though. Hopefully they can continue to maybe gain some momentum, maybe shift the culture and the narrative there. But right now, it's like you're barely making the play in.
Yeah, barely.
But if I'm a team, I would definitely go after John Collins.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Especially if you're a team that is a fringe, like, it's like you're already a playoff contender. You just want to get better.
Absolutely.
Like, for example, what if the Warriors got John Collins?
I was just thinking that.
We on the same page, man. What if the Warriors got John Collins?
That's an easy
And that's an easy asset to get too. That's an easy way to get it.
Easy plug and play for them.
Easy.
Like a pick and roll with Draymond and Collins, athletic big, dunker spot, and he has decent touch. Like he can shoot a little bit.
Yep.
He'll fit. Like
you'll have space galore on the Warriors. Like, yo, I would love to see him in the pick and roll with Jordan Poole as well, man. Like, he can fit perfectly there. I would love to see the Warriors go after a guy like John Collins, and they have the assets to do it. May have to give up maybe a young player or two.
So I was about to say, who you
the pick? I mean, give him Wiseman. They're probably not going to sweeten the pot enough for him, but Wiseman has definitely been disappointing this year. But if I'm the Warriors, I would try to keep Wiseman, give him another year at it. You know, he is coming off injury. Give him another year, work with him, try to keep him. But maybe Kuminga, because that's basically the spot. You know what I'm saying? I would give up Kuminga.
So you're saying John Collins is basically a better version of Kuminga?
No, I'm not saying that. I was just saying like, no, he's better than Kuminga for sure. I'm just saying like, Kuminga was in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a guy that would like do that stuff. John Collins is definitely better than Kuminga for sure, bro. I didn't mean like that. But
I was just messing with
you. Yeah. But I definitely give it Kuminga. And maybe Booty. Those are two players who can give up.
Okay.
Gotta keep Poole no matter what. I mean, those are two.
They just lucked it.
Or maybe just one of those players in the pick. Is John Collins worth the first round pick?
Depends on who he's going to, but yeah, if he's going to the Warriors, I think so.
Because it's gonna be a low pick. It's a low pick number, so yeah. But I guess maybe one of those players and a good pick, maybe first round pick, and maybe a second. They also got to look at the finances of it all too. So I didn't do the trade machine, so I don't know. So you have to put some actual good trades together. But I would love to see him on the Warriors.
I like that.
Or what if he went to? He could literally go anywhere and be like a player, you know. Like he could. I don't think the Suns got enough cap space to do all that. I take the Suns back, not the Suns. But
rid of Jay Crowder and Aiden.
I know that'll be the only way to make it work, but that doesn't really move the needle for me if I'm the Suns. So I wouldn't do it. But I believe the Kings could easily get him. Imagine where the Kings are right now. That would definitely boost it, but I just wonder. John Collins is a player too that needs touches. He already got Sabonis at that spot, so I don't know.
I would be
I don't know. Not the Mavs, not the Kings, not the Pelicans. The Nuggets don't really need him.
Nuggets have Gordon.
Yep.
And Porter.
Yep.
I wouldn't give up those guys. Or like try to. I don't know. It's
Clippers
like you don't
will be good. Clippers will be good.
Here's my thing about the Clippers.
You want to talk about them Knicks because they've been disappointing as well.
This is the issue I have with the Clippers.
The low management.
Obviously, low management. So they aren't playing their guys every game or every other game. Maybe like once every 2 weeks or whatever they're doing. But
after this, I sorry, bro. After this, I got a perfect spot for John Collins. Keep going though.
Okay. My issue with the Clippers is that when I actually watch them play, Even when Kawhi, Paul, John, like the whole crew is playing, they lack intensity. They literally, I got so mad because I was watching the Clippers play Orlando or somebody. Like it was a team they should have not been in a close game with, and they were in a very close game. And I'm like, I'm watching the game. Third quarter goes, all right, they're just kind of casually coming up the court, not really going to the basket, just shooting random jump shots off the pick and roll or whatever. Not getting great shots, not really playing hard. And then they find themselves like, all right, it's tied up 114 with 45 seconds left. And it's like, oh crap, let's turn it on. And then they start playing hard, but by then it's too late. And it's like, I understand like certain games that they're gonna probably just pace themselves so they can be ready for the playoffs. Obviously, they have a lot of load management going on, a lot of injuries to manage and stuff like that. But literally, they coast through the whole game until the last minute, and it just burns me up because I'm like, some of these games, I understand why you're doing that, but don't try to. It just like burns me up because I'm like, y'all could win 70% of the games that you play in more so at a time if you just played hard. They just don't even try until it's like, oh, let's go ahead and try to like tie the game up or whatever. And it's like, dang, y'all could have been doing this and made it a better game. But that's my gripe personally with the Clippers. I feel like they have the talent, they just don't play with intensity. But you found a spot for Collins.
Yeah, I did, but I want to keep talking about the Clippers real quick though, because that is an issue. Defensively has been not. You got the good players to play this defense though, so that's what's confusing about it. You got the players for this defense, and you got Ty Lue, but you know what it is. It's like what you said. They're literally just coasting to the playoffs. They don't care about seeding. All they care about is just getting in, and that's how they want to go about it. This is what they want to do. But the load management has been borderline ridiculous. I mean, yeah, Lee.
Oh man.
With Kawhi and Paul George.
And John Wall.
And John Wall.
And I get it. Those guys are coming off of some tough injuries. Kawhi obviously has been load managing for like half his career. But it just comes to a point where I'm like, man, can we actually see you guys play? Like the fans want to see the game, see y'all do what you do at the highest level. Like they pay you the money for a reason. It's just like, man, y'all are just chilling.
Yeah, but I still like the roster. I really do like the roster though. They're just coasting, so this is where we at.
For sure. We'll see.
There we are. Yeah, we'll see. But yo, John Collins, think about what if he went to Portland?
For Nurkic?
He could play with Nurkic.
Well, I'm saying like if they traded Nurkic.
I'm talking about who you give up. Because Jonathan, he could, if he's willing to play the center spot, that would work out.
If he could play the center, I think that would be good because Grant could space the floor.
Yeah. Coach Dame and
Anthony.
Yeah. That would be nice. That'll move the needle for me.
Honestly, yeah, I like that a lot because
that'll move the needle for me.
Nurkic hasn't been bad, but I feel like
that's just a missing link for me. He's always been like, we talked about the Blazers not too long ago, but they got enough scoring in the guard positions now to cover it. You know, we talked about the CJ, like it's like that's what they're. We talked about how Jeremy Grant is a perfect fit, right? That's what they needed a long time ago when they were really competing in the West. Now, if you just upgrade the center position, John Collins can do that. if he's willing to put the work in.
I like that a lot. Honestly, you get a athletic threat at the basket who can also shoot, who's a capable defender, more so to me than Nurkic.
Right.
Kind of relieves that, that pressure on Grant to be everywhere on defense, and I feel like can guard multiple positions a little more successful than Nurkic.
True.
And
definitely gives you more offensively than Nurkic.
More offensively.
Yeah, I would like to see him maybe in Portland, but we'll see. Who knows?
That's a good one. That's a good.
I would like to see it too. But yeah, those are some of the more disappointing teams we've seen this season at the midway point. So
yeah,
so we can do a whole podcast on disappointing teams. Like we can touch on the Timberwolves or we even have high expectations for the Wolves like that. Oh, there was one more trade asset. I forgot. Gotta talk about y'all, your team, man.
My team.
The Heat. The Heat are trying to get D'Lo, I believe. Am I right?
You mean D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah. Am I wrong about that?
I haven't heard about any.
There's so many trade rumors going on right now. A lot of trade rumors.
I heard that one.
Caruso is apparently on the block. Deadman is on the block. Like,
Deadman, he got suspended. So I'm not surprised. he got suspended.
The Lakers won.
I see it now. D'Angelo Russell trade rumors, Miami. Rest interest is Timberwolves.
Yeah, but the issue is you can't just trade straight up D'Lo for Lowry. Like, that's the issue. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Someone just put a trade machine thing in here too. They're like, get the Wolves trade Russell and Austin Rivers to the Heat for Kyle Lowry and Devin. Like, if I'm Timberwolves, that's a no for me. That's not enough. But if y'all somehow get D'Lo, you're the Heat fan. What do you think about this? This idea that y'all can get D'Lo.
I think that's a slight upgrade from Kyle at the point, because at this point in his career, he's not really I'll tell you what our issue is. Miami's issue is scoring. Just outside of Jimmy, outside of Bam, Victor's picking up steam. If Tyler is playing, obviously he can score, but outside of like those 3 to 4 guys, and if they're playing, we don't get a lot of scoring. Shout out to Gabe Vincent. He had back-to-back 20-point games, handled business against the Bucks. So shout out to Gabe. But we need another threat as far as like scoring. We need another guy that can kind of score it on different levels, kind of shooting wise, and can kind of make their own shot. Like a D'Lo would be good for that. So I'm not mad at that at all. Here's my issue with D'Lo is defensively, is he gonna commit? Because
you need more consistency.
Defensively, that's my only like hesitancy. I'm not even mad at that trade. Like I wouldn't be mad if that happened, but just defensively, even though Kyle is only 6 feet, his effort defensively is when he's playing, obviously, is undeniable. Like it helps us a lot. Yeah. But so I feel like we struggle at times to have an offensive identity outside of Jimmy Butler or Bam and Victor now. If our shooters don't have it going. Caleb Martin has been pretty good, but he's not a just I'm not gonna all right give the ball to Caleb and be like, all right, drop 18 really quick. No,
But Tyler's supposed to be that guy.
but he can't stay healthy is the issue, I think. And well, he was out recently because I think he just had another kid, but
But y'all literally got that guy who's driving already on the roster.
yeah, but I feel like that's where we struggle at the most. If Tyler is coming off the bench, then we obviously can run the offense through him. But I just like to have that other option of a guy that can give us some timely shots. Not even like I'm not asking for anybody to come in and do like 15 a game. I'm saying like, can you give me that 8 to 10 down the stretch that we need in a timely manner? Like
that's supposed to be Duncan Raps. y'all got the players, man. It's just like you said, you need more consistency from these players. Like you got the roster. There's like, not too many ways you can improve it. Honestly, the trade for D'Lo, it moves the needle like a little bit, maybe a little bit. That's just because of the potential that D'Lo has to like go off. Yeah. So it's very low. Ideally, if the Bulls blow it up, I would love to see, but this depends on health too. I would love to see like a guy like Lonzo for y'all, who got the defense and who got the playmaking to push the pace and to give the shots. Because I was thinking like, if y'all could upgrade point guard, that's the ideal player I would like for y'all. Otherwise, I don't like Jimmy at the playmaking role because he can do it, but he will stop looking for his shot. And he won't be as aggressive as I need him to be. I'd rather have him all ball and aggressive, Mm-hmm. So that's why I'd rather get a guy like Lonzo who doesn't need that, but he's capable to go get his shot if he needs to, and a capable shooter. He just the health is the question with Lonzo right now, even with the Bulls again. So, but ideally, that would be ideal player for y'all, not someone like D'Lo.
Absolutely.
Or the Suns blow it up. Maybe y'all can get CP. I don't know. I mean, it'll be a question with spacing, but I don't know. That's a point guard playmaking mentality, but I don't know, man. We'll see. But apparently, Dedmon's on the trade block, so I don't know what y'all gonna get for him. Somebody in here was like, try to get Collins, but I'm like, y'all got Bam. I don't see that being like the best fit. So I don't know how you make Collins work.
I was thinking about it too. I feel like Bam's role as a point center basically makes it kind of hard for John Collins to also exist in that space.
Exactly. I don't see that being the fit.
Unless Collins was willing to come off the bench.
Oof.
It's like, I don't know.
No way. I doubt that.
So I wouldn't do that. I do like the idea of a big
to play alongside Bam. But like, what type of big is that? Right now, y'all got
Dedmon's the backup center.
Don't y'all have Moses?
We have Orlando Robinson, and we have Orlando's technically a backup center. I guess. Jamal. We got younger guys. Highsmith, like the stretch 4 or 3/4, and Orlando is a center, I would say. Big man.
Yeah,
but I don't know if we get a big man besides, like, to start with Bam. They just have to be like a Kevin Love type player to me, because Bam is gonna be working the interior, so he needs a little bit more like spacing wise, but also being able to kick out to another shooter that's also a rebounder would be significant to me.
Well, so that's where Jay Crowder comes in, because that's what y'all are eyeing. So
but he's not really he's only like 6'6". He's not actually a power forward.
I know, but he's that position you're talking about.
But he would. I mean, it would in
And,
2020.
and yeah, that's why y'all eyeing him. You know, he's a spacer.
I wouldn't be mad at it at all.
I mean, I think he'll fit into y'all culture.
Absolutely, he already did. My only issue is that just like in 2020 when we played against LA, Bam was the only like guy that could face up with AD. And if we have an issue going into a team with a big like that, Bam is going. I don't want to burn him out. So it's like I want someone who can do what Crowder does, which is shoot, play defense, get rebounds, but have a little more mass, a little more height to be able to match up. Because I feel like,
got you. Because you do got to think about it. You're in the East. Joel Embiid.
We got Embiid.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam is going to be full with that, and then you got Tobias Harris, who's also like 6'9". That's where I fear for Miami is because we obviously can play with anyone, but then when it comes to these certain matchups against like those type of guys,
you do have to think about that because you got to think about the promised land.
It gets difficult.
Yeah, you got to think about that. Not only that, you got to deal with Giannis. Giannis tight now. They got bigs over there.
Yes, Giannis and Lopez.
Exactly.
I mean, like we played well this past weekend, and Giannis played. Well, I don't know if did Giannis play today.
No, he didn't play today.
Okay, yeah, Giannis didn't play, and we won. But imagine Giannis and Lopez. They're a formidable like front court for sure. So,
would you like to get like Andre Drummond
in his current role? Like if he's off the bench, like he's with Chicago. Yeah, I think that wouldn't be a bad upgrade for like Dedmon. I don't know.
It just all depends who y'all can get.
I don't know what's going on with Dedmon. I know he got suspended. I don't know exactly like the whole situation hadn't like come out yet, but if we're looking at shop, I feel like he may be up because I don't know.
It is something.
I like the mechanic, but he has some bonehead moments in the game, so I don't know. We'll see. Man. Shout out to them. I like my team though. I'm always gonna.
Y'all got a shot. We just gotta figure out. That's why y'all making moves, man, to try to improve your potential for the season. So,
I mean, honestly, we're talking about disappointing teams, and for a lot of this season, I've been disappointed in the Heat, man. I've been like, we should be playing a lot.
Oh, they one of them.
Yeah,
y'all one of them, man.
I think
OKC is one of them for me.
Disappointed to you for a different reason.
They're disappointed for me too, though.
Oh my god!
I ain't expect us to be where we at right now. Either.
Oh man, that's
right now.
Let's
see where we at. Hold on.
I can't believe
it. Right now, in the tank standings, we are 11th. I expected us to be much higher than where we are right now. Number one right now is the Rockets, the Hornets, the Pistons, the Spurs. Like, come on. OKC. Definitely expecting them to be better.
Bro.
Not fringe playing. Come on. Maybe we'll be in the play-in at this point. Yeah.
Still, I'm not gonna let that go. You literally said for every game you win, after that, like, dog, what? I've never heard anything like that about that.
Yeah, I'm good now. We clearly on a different path. Can't wait to get Chetney's gonna get healthy. You can only imagine where we'd be at right now if we had a healthy Chet. But you'd definitely be in the playoffs with how wide open the West is right now.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I hope he comes back super healthy and strong. With Shea playing, if Shea just continues to ascend, like the dude's averaging 30.
Exactly.
Imagine that and Chet. I feel
Yep.
like they would be a great duo to watch. That would be fun.
Yep.
Shay's already like
Giddy's
one of my
still
favorites.
playing well. Man,
Giddy's playing good. Yeah. Oh,
I like my squad. I like the squad. Just based on when Chet got hurt, I was like, if we're at our same position as we were last year, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. We can go and get Wemby too. So, but we're
did
not.
you see? Did you see that announcer called Giddy Timothy Chalamet, the actor?
He called him that.
He called him Timothy Chalamet. Like it was a side by side I saw on Twitter of Giddy and the actor Timothy Chalamet. I think his name's Chalamet. And I was like, man, they do kind of look similar. And then Josh Giddey himself retweeted it and said, "Call me Timothy Chalamet." I was like, this. I'm glad he played it to it, but I'm like, dang, they do look alike. If you look at the two of them.
I see. I can see it a little bit. Yeah. All right. I know it's been a while since you did this, but you got any final swishes or anything for people?
Oh, yeah, I got a final swish. Me and our guy, our sponsor SS96, aka Straight Stoner, still working, man. We got a new collab, well, semi-new collab that he just put out on his YouTube. Check it out. It's Heart of My Chest, the EDM remix. I made an EDM remix of that, so the video is available on YouTube. Go check that out. Run the numbers up. Stoner times Xzequtive. So it's always a good time. That's all I got.
Yep. My final swish goes out to this Monday, MLK Day. A lot of y'all work for this federal holiday, but let's go ahead and make sure to recognize the works of this civil rights legend and all the other people that paved the way for where we are right now. Still a lot of work need to be done, but let's still give that recognition as we still enjoy the holiday for those of you that don't have to work. So, yeah. Check out the podcast. You've been seeing on the banner. You can watch on YouTube, all the places you can find it, listen to it. Those of you listening, continue listening on wherever you're listening to right now. So, yeah, we appreciate y'all's support. And this is QtheGuru signing off.
Man, it's been Zay, the executive producer. See y'all in the next one. We appreciate it.
Oh.